What is going on, chiropractors? Dr. Kevin Ernesto here. Which one is my camera? This one's my camera. This one's my camera. This one's my camera right here. Guys, I'm so happy and blessed to be here with you guys today. Another day, another session with you all here in this series leading to the service trip that we have going on in Colombia. And this is not United States Colombia. This is Colombia, the country of Colombia, located in South America. And yes, there is an upper cervical chiropractic office in Colombia. I think the only one of its kind. You can look this up. There is not another upper cervical specific chiropractic office in Colombia. There's none. You can look it up for yourself and you'll find out that I'm telling you the truth. There is not another office like this one. There is not another chiropractor like this one. This is a very uncommon office of chiropractic. We started this mission back in quarter 3 of chiropractic school when we realized that there was not enough opportunities for people to thrive and become great chiropractors. So our mission for this group and our goal is to empower soon-to-be chiropractors. And I want to add on that also already practicing chiropractors with confidence in their adjustment to find and execute on their higher goals and receive in return everything they want in life. I'm a strong believer that you must be a proficient, confident, and skilled artist in your profession, in whichever profession you are in. And I think the confidence, the skills, the proficiency is directly proportional to the level of exposure that you have had in the field that you are in. If you're a plumber and you have never fixed a pipe, a water pipe, or a toilet, or a sink, then how good of a plumber are you? If you are an AI engineer at Google, but you don't know how to use codes, you don't know how to use C language, you don't know how to use computers, how good of a AI engineer are you? And so on and so forth. If you are a chiropractor and you are not able to be exposed to people, to spines, to vertebratas, then how good of a chiropractor are you going to be? So our goal is to empower soon-to-be chiropractors and also practicing chiropractors with enough confidence in their adjustment to find and execute. Find and execute. The profession is based around the notion that you must find this bad thing that's happening within the person's spine. Therefore, if you don't know how to find the thing, if you don't know how to find it, you're not going to be able to execute on it. If you're not able to find it because you haven't been able to see it, if you haven't been exposed to it, then how good are you going to be able to execute on it? Doesn't take a lot of brains to figure these things out. I promise you, it doesn't really take that much to figure out that you must be exposed to the very thing that you're trying to solve for people. And when we talk about chiropractor, we're talking about the vertebral subluxation. Now, let me be very clear with you guys. I am here not to teach you how to adjust. I am here not to teach you about philosophy or science. I am here to supervise your level of skill. And based upon the feedback that I give you, based upon the things, the qualities that I perceive during the week that we're going to be spending together, my job is to give you direct and live feedback on the spot for you to become better at the adjustment. But I'm not here to teach you how to adjust. However, these meetings that we're doing this weeks or the following 5 or 6 weeks are going to be about that, are going to be about sharing information that I think is very helpful for you to use in order to become confident once you are here in Colombia. Colombia with Colombia, not Columbia, right? You're not traveling within the United States. You are traveling outside of the United States. So that means that you must take precautions and you must also take different attitudes as far as your passports and travel clothes and also supplies and also other things that I will be informing you later on at a later meeting. I'm going to give you an itinerary. I'm going to give you a shop list or a requirement list, a list for you to have ready for whenever you come here. And yes, when I am in this role of guide, squad leader, I'm a sergeant, right? I look at you eye to eye, but I take this very seriously because my reputation is on the line. And beyond my ego, chiropractic's future is on the line. So I take everybody who comes this way, everybody who comes to Colombia, I I take that very seriously. I'm because I'm in charge of different things, right? Your safety, your well-being, your development. It's not a come to Colombia, I'll host you and I'll drop you off at a location and then I'll pick you up at 5 or 6 or whenever the sun goes down. If you're looking for that type of experience, this is not the place to to come. Awesome. So let's continue. Now the problem with you guys it's that you are and you haven't been exposed to a lot of practice. Now that becomes a problem because if you don't have exposure to the people that or to the very thing that you are trying to accomplish in chiropractic, which is to find and remove vertebral subluxation, then there is really not a lot of capacity that you can use once you graduate. So my purpose with this uh, trips and these groups coming to Colombia, it's to give you all guys and girls, give you guys and gals, give you all an opportunity to be exposed to spines, people, sick people, healthy people, kids, older people, young people, adults, all ages. You're going to be exposed to many different spines, many different bodies. And this is a one in a lifetime opportunity. I want you to look at it this way. Colombia, it's and won't be always available. And I think this is a big mistake that chiropractors who watch this information fall on. You guys think that Colombia's mission trips are going to be they're going to be on forever, and that may not be the case. There may be a case where this entire thing ceases to exist. And I don't want you to then become interested in coming to Colombia or going to a service trip and being exposed to different spines. So this is why I want you to take a very, very good moment to digest and think about if you really want to come this way now, this year, this trip coming up. Don't be dragging your feet, thinking about all these different situations, thinking about all these different ways and different options that you have. Because as far as I know, we have one trip coming up, and that may be the last one. Who knows? I want you to look at it that way. I want you to look at it like this is my only and one only chance to become a better chiropractor, to become more confident and skilled at the thing that I want to do for the rest of my life. If this is the thing that you want to do for the rest of your life, of course. So if you hear me out for a second, it doesn't matter if you didn't practice at all and you are just going to classes and passing exams and passing grades. It doesn't matter if you practice on a moderate basis. It does not matter if you have a great practice. Once you get to Colombia, and I don't care if you're in quarter one or trimester one, or if you're in trimester last one, you haven't been exposed to that many people. You just haven't. The people that you have been exposed to in clinic, the people that you have been exposed to in toll, the people that you have been exposed to in practice, Sunday practice, Thursday practice, or Wednesday, whenever you practice, the people that you have been exposed to Pit Club or any other clubs, Mopal or any other clubs that you've been to, are not enough. Get that clear through your head, through your big head. You haven't seen enough people. That this is why you think that the only option you have is to work for somebody else. And this is just not the truth. You can become confident and skilled enough to open up your own chiropractic office if you so desire to do it. But do not tell me that you need to work for somebody else in order to see people, because this is not truth. You can come to Colombia, you can spend a week here, and maybe come 1, 2, 3 times before you graduate. And by the time you graduate, with 3 mission trips on your arsenal, you are going to be so capable of opening your own office that you are going to thank me and thank Colombia for the rest of your life, for the rest of your chiropractic life. There has not been one person that have come to the trips that we do in Colombia and is not right now doing great in chiropractic. Another way of saying the same thing, it's everyone, every single person that has participated on the trips that we do in Colombia, every one of those people that have come to Colombia, every one of the people that have come to Colombia as of right now are doing amazing in practice. They either started working for their own, or they are on the way to work for their own, or they're working with somebody else in their terms, because they're that good, and the employer could not let that person go. Let They couldn't just let that person pass because they're that good. And I think it's a combination of different things, because all the people that have came here have been filtered through me. Don't think that this is for all people. You have to come through the filter, the great filter. Me, I'm the filter. I decide whether you come or you don't come. This is not up to you. You may be interested in coming to Colombia to participate in one of our service trips, but if you're worthy enough, you may be selected as one of the people that can participate alongside me. I'm not just watching from afar. I'm there with you. I'm in the trenches with you. I'm adjusting with you. I'm checking people with you the entire week. So this is not a, oh, I'll think about it opportunity. This is not a, I'll see if I get to it. This is not that. Because of the level and the skills that you're going to come and get from this experience are unmatched. Next slide. All right, this is an exercise. I'm gonna skip on this, but this is a great exercise if you want to do it in at home. Take a screenshot right now, but write down your goal. Write down, maybe you're just not good at cervicals. Maybe you're not good at sacrum. You're not good at thoracics. And maybe you're just not good at the adjustment itself, and that's valid. You are just started, you just started chiropractic school, so it's okay that you suck at it. Actually, before you get better at anything, you must suck first. You understand? You must suck first at the thing that you're trying to become good at before you become good at it. So if you're not good at adjusting, this is a great exercise for you to do right now. First, write down the goal, write down the objective, or write down the problem, if in whichever way you want to see it, at the top of a page. Then after that, make 20 bullet points, 20 different answers, 20 different ways that you can become better at that thing. Pick one of the answers, meditate on it, fast on it, ask God for guidance, and imagine it being done. Once you do that, pick another one. But before you pick another one, take action on the previous bullet point. Great exercise that we can all do to increase our level of awareness, increase our level of intelligence. Write down the problem, write down 20 solutions that you can come up with, minimum of 20 minimum, and then pick one, ask God for guidance, meditate on it, fast on it, see it being done, and take action on it. Next slide. All right, BJ Palmer, great BJ Palmer. Why is this so important? BJ Palmer, BJP. Yesterday, we had a very special day in chiropractic, because yesterday we remember BJ. We remember Barley Joshua as the great developer of chiropractic, unmatched, inspiring guy, inspired gentleman, the doctor of chiropractic. I think bigger than DD himself. Oops. I think BJ Palmer is bigger as a figure, as a model, as a man, as a chiropractor than DD Palmer. Yep. Yep. I said it, and I'll stand on it. BJ Palmer, greater figure, a greater figure than the man who discovered the thing, because BJ developed it. He didn't just left it as he found it. He made it better. And I think This is what drives my motivation. This is what drives my inspiration in chiropractic. Not becoming like BJ, not becoming BJ himself, but developing the art of the adjustment. We in Colombia, and we, as far as I do the niches adjustment with a different sauce. When you get to Colombia, you will find out. But BJ Palmer, great figure. Always have to pay him some type of respect if we are talking about chiropractic. Period. Period. All right. Who am I? Why the heck you should listen to what I have to say? Well, my name is Dr. Kevin Ernesto. I'm a doctor of chiropractic, graduated from Palmer. I'm class 233. I led the way for the revamping of Upper Cervical Club with other colleagues and Philosophy Club during school days. I participated in many different other clubs, including Thompson, Gunstead, Pierce, TRT, and other techniques, even Mopal. Because why? Because I have always been unlimited in the amount of things that I'm willing to discover. I have a great and vast experience doing all kinds of body work before I became a chiropractor. This is how I actually learned about chiropractic. I was sitting in a microbiology class, and this one chiropractor from Miami came in talking about the innate intelligence that governs the body and the brain and the nervous tissue and all of these great scientific concepts, scientific and very philosophical constructs. I became interested, went to the guy's office after I was dealing with some series of um, symptoms and aches, dealing with the body, dealing with the mind. After I left the Marine Corps in the United States, I was a mess. My back was a mess. My neck was a mess. I was super depressed. And when I went to the VA, they told me to just drink a bunch of pills. And chiropractic became my option, and I took it and never looked back. I did my first ever mission trip in third quarter of chiropractic school to the Dominican Republic, and ever since I've completed and I ran 13th mission trips, 1 3, a lot of mission trips, a lot of trips to South America and Central America. They're all worth it, every single penny. I have been exposed to all of the information that has to do with the knee chest adjustment, the knee chest hard solid headpiece with the head turn. We're not talking about knee chest Gonstead. Get that through your head. The Gonstead knee chest is a bootlegged version of the actual hard solid headpiece, head turn, upper cervical knee chest adjustment that BJ Palmer developed. This is why we need to get through our heads. The knee chest from the Gonstead technique, which is a great technique. I'm not saying that this is not a great technique, but the knee chest Gonstead table is not the best way to adjust the upper cervicals because it's too cushioned, it's too big, it has the hole, it has no great biomechanics to adjust the upper cervical. So this is not the table we're talking about. We're speaking of the knee chest hard solid headpiece with the head turned. That's what we're talking about. I've been certified by Dr. Arthur Plesa and his colleagues, Dr. David, Dr. Wolf. I've been certified in the knee chest specific chiropractic techniques. All levels completed, all exams passed with flying colors. And right after I completed my school in Palmer, I opened up a chiropractic office in the country of Colombia in South America. So I may have a pretty good background there for you to just listen for a bit. So common chiropractic mastery line, mastery timeline. This is what usually people do. They go to school, they graduate, become an associate, they learn some procedures, and they feel competent, and they eventually they go on vacation and they do all these great things and have kids and and then they open up and then they retire, whatever, big deal. Great life, but big deal. Common things that chiropractors do: graduate, work for somebody else, and then open up, if they ever open up. We're not talking about that here. We're talking about what the uncommon chiropractor does. This is the uncommon chiropractic mastery timeline. You graduate, you come to Colombia, you do 1, 2, 3 mission trips every year. You're here, you see 500, 600 spines, you see kids, older people, young adults, older adults. You see all kinds, infants. You see everyone. You see everyone. You see all kinds of spine. You see all types of spines. You know how to find the subluxation. You correct the subluxation. You are great at the adjustment. And then once you graduate, you go to the bank and you request a loan, a very small loan. You open up the LLC. Once you open up the LLC, then you get the bank account in place. Then you go into the Chamber of Commerce and then you register your business. And then right after that, you get a lease contract. You sign that, and then you get some chiropractic tables, maybe one or two. Then you get one AC unit, and then maybe you get some plants. Maybe you get a Titron or some type of objective finding, and then you move close to an imaging center. And then guess what? By a month after you graduate, you open up your own office, and then you're able to create whatever flow you want to create. And I'm not here to tell you which flow. If you want to be higher volume or low volume, I don't care. This is not my job right now. My job is to take you to the place where you are confident, skilled, and proficient at the adjustment, for you to graduate, open up, and become whoever you want to become after that. Have 2, 3, 4 locations because you're so good at the adjustment. You're teaching other people how to adjust. And then Colombia, at that point, whenever you're like super rich and a fucking billionaire, Colombia, Kevin Ernesto, and everything that you learn here, it's an afterthought, because we're going to be doing another group and we're going to be creating more chiropractic millionaires. That's it. This is the uncommon chiropractic mastery line. Next slide. All right, so why do you even adjust the spine? What is the purpose of your adjustment? Are you only restoring range of motion, setting vertebrae into bigger ranges of motion? Are you that incompetent that you have reduced chiropractic to that level of simplicity, to the point that you only want to restore range of motion? That's okay. That's your prerogative. That's your decision. Are you doing the adjustment to unite matter with intelligence through the force that runs through the nervous system? Well, if you're more philosophical, then that's your decision. Are you doing the adjustment so you can do other therapies and then just have the adjustment as a placebo effect for people to like forget about their pain? That's your decision. Are you doing it for neurological restoration? Listen, I am not in charge of that decision. You need to answer that for yourself. Why? What is the reason for your adjustment? Why do you adjust the vertebral spine? Next slide. What are the methods that chiropractors use to adjust? Listen, the 70%, 70 to 80% of chiropractors who graduate school are never going to learn something else, or never going to learn something different than what they learn at the school days. maybe 30%, maybe 40%, if we're being generous, are going to go out of their way to learn something else. All the upper cervical people in school only do upper cervical. All the Gonstead people only do Gonstead. All the Mopal people, I don't know, they do Mopal and all the therapies. You know what I'm saying? So, how many ways do you know how to adjust people? Excuse me. How many ways do you know? Now, what is the scope of your chiropractic? Are you here to cook steaks for people if they ask you? Or are you here only to adjust their spine? Are you here to recommend exercises and therapies for them to use? Hmm? I don't know. Answer that. Next slide. All right, so now you are here. You're very interested in the information that I'm giving you. You are going to seminars, you're listening to talks like this one, and then eventually you're going to graduate. And once you graduate, you're going to either work for yourself or work for somebody else. And then after that, you're going to do tick every day. That's how it works. This is the plan. This is your plan for the rest of your life. You're going to tick every day. And if you don't tick every day, then you're going to do something else. But as far as I know, the people that are watching this are looking forward to ticking every day. And when I say ticking, I mean providing the greatest amount of service to the greatest amount of people that you are able to handle. This is ticking. TIC. When you tick every day, you provide the greatest amount of service to the greatest amount of people that you can handle. For you to handle people, you must be good at it. Bottom line. Next slide. All right, the technology that we're gonna use to reach millions and to reach thousands and to reach dozens of people is service. Service, service, service. We're going to always make sure that our people are satisfied, and in order for us to have great customers, we must be great artists. When you increase the level of satisfaction in your clients, you increase the level of proficiency in your artistry. All right, so where do we start? Last week we covered some posture. This week we're gonna cover pressure testing. I'm not a big fan of pressure testing. I'm not a big fan of leg checking, but it's an indicator, and I want you to treat it as such. Posture testing or pressure testing, it's a tool. It's a tool. Pressure testing is a tool. Pressure testing, say it with me. Pressure testing is only a tool. Say it again. Pressure testing is only a tool. Pressure testing is only a tool that I'm going to use in order to find out which adjustment am I going to perform. Pressure testing is not the end all be all. Pressure testing is not the end all be all. There are other things that we take in consideration. There are other things that we take in consideration. Pressure testing is not the end all be all. There are other things that we take into consideration. And I'm saying it over and over again because when you maybe look at this presentation, you're going to think that this is the only thing that we're going to do. And you're very far from what we're going to do. And you need to watch either all the other episodes or stay put and stay constant coming to these meetings. Pressure testing is only one of the tools that we're going to use in order to find out what to adjust the day of the service. Ideally, we're going to have images. Ideally, we're going to have cone beam CT. Ideally, we're going to have some type of temperature recording. Ideally, we're going to have all these great things. But when we don't have all of that, then we have different things that we can use along the way. And one of these things is the, say it with me, pressure testing. Okay. So when we are talking about pressure testing, I want you to know that this is only one of the things that we're going to use. Mechanically, last week we learned that we can use the posture, right? If we have a high ear or a low shoulder, or both high ear and low shoulder, we can figure some things out. We can get really close to the side that we're adjusting. But if we have right high ear, low shoulder, or a combination of both, right? Maybe low shoulder, high ear, right? That's also a possibility. We covered that last week. If you haven't seen that, I recommend you ask me for the recording so you can watch it and catch up. You can figure some things out with the posture mechanically as good as or as well as you can figure some things out neurologically through the pressure testing. Now, when it comes to pressure testing, there are many different theories. I will not get into it because we're running pretty close to the hour here, and I don't want to like take up all your time. But we're dealing with neurology, and I don't need to be a neurologist or a neurology diplomate in chiropractic to talk about the basic things that we learn in school. We learned about the tracks, the sensory tracks. We learned about the motor tracks. We learned about the spinal cord. We learned about inhibition. We learned about disapprentiation. We learned about biomechanics. We learned about nociceptors. We learned about you see what I'm saying? You don't need to, you don't need to be like the cum laude of the class in order to speak about these things. Basic neurology says that the spinal cord has different tracks, and those tracks carry information from brain to body for different functions. One of those functions, it's flexion of the muscles of the paraspinals, and other functions are of extension of those same very muscles. This is not something that I'm coming up with or something that chiropractors just came up with. This is freaking common knowledge. So when I say posture, we're gonna use pressure testing. I want you to know that this has a scientific background, and this is all proven concepts, proven knowledge. Come on, pressure testing? Are you kidding me? Are we gonna fight? Are we gonna really argue and discuss whether this thing has validity or not? This is not even our investigation. Like medical doctors were the ones that investigated these entire things. That now chiropractors are, thankfully, we're using this info um, for our sake. But this is not a discussion, people. I'm not here trying to prove anything to you. I'm giving you the information. I'm telling you that if a person is subluxated, if there is disafferentation on those efferent and afferent signals from brain to body, then the body is going to be tense on one side or the other. And if you release the pressure by rotation or by pressurizing the area or signaling the tissue close to the area of misalignment, then the body is simply going to respond with a relaxation or more contraction on the side that we're seeing at the beginning. So if a person has a short leg on one side and a long leg on the other, right? If a person has one leg shorter than the other and they turn their head to that same side which is short and becomes balanced, what do you think that is? Do you think that that's maybe an indication that rotation to that side is going to release some of the pressure in the brainstem, and then therefore the body's only expressing more calmness and harmony from within? Do you think that maybe that's a possibility? Because I think so. And that's why we're using pressure testing. Because if one leg is shorter than the other, and I have the person rotate their head to one side, and that leg becomes even with the other, then I'm gonna know that that side there must be something going on in that side. You get what I'm saying? Now, if I have the person face down, and now that I have that side as an indicator, I go up to the mastoid fossa and I go just a little bit down, and I pressure, pressure. I do like maybe uh, half an inch of pressure, or maybe like 4 to 8 ounces of pressure on that tissue, and I release, and I come running to the back, within 5 to 7 seconds. I think it's the data that, and I see the legs balancing. Do you think maybe the person needs or could use some type of force driven in that direction? Guys, this is not rocket science. You can understand it very simply. I can explain this to a 5-year-old, and I'm sure they're gonna be able to understand what I'm saying. Okay, so don't get me freaking fired up and started here trying to prove what. I'm only giving you the information. This is not a call to convince you of anything. I'm just giving you the info, and I'm telling you what has worked for me. All right, let's breathe for a second. Apologize, got carried away for a second there, but this entire thing about like philosophy only being philosophy for the sake of philosophy, it's just not true. Science only confirms what philosophy came or brought as a theory, right? There is this universal intelligence in all matter that gives all its functions, or it gives it all it needs for its functions to carry on, and thus maintains it in order. This is not a philosophical thing to say. This is a very scientific thing to say. There is atoms everywhere. There are submolecules everywhere. Ions. There are near protons, electrons. There is sub molecules. There are particles in my body. There are particles in this freaking t-shirt. There are particles every freaking where that are resonating at a certain frequency, and they're all keeping each other in accountability and in order. How is this? How is this metaphysical? How is this philosophical? Science is only proving what philosophy is suggesting. That's it. Guys, I got super carried away on this subject, and I apologize. I want to apologize to you guys. Okay, I'm gonna try to calm down a little bit. I just get fired up, dude. I just get fired up. If you don't get fired up talking about chiropractic, maybe this is not the service trip for you, because we're gonna get to these conversations when we're in person, and we're gonna challenge each other, and we're gonna speak some facts. We're gonna speak the truth, our truth, and then we're gonna come up with a middle ground. I know, because you eventually have to talk about this. Don't believe for a second that you're not able, or that you won't be required to talk about these things. Eventually, to somebody, you're gonna have to talk about posture biomechanics, neurology, neurophysiology, philosophy, science, because you're becoming a doctor. You're becoming a doctor of the thing. How are you gonna become a doctor and you don't know how to explain these things? Makes no sense, right? That's why we do powwows every night and takeaways, and we really have a lot of fun. All right, guys, so I'm gonna leave you guys up to here. Thank you for watching this video. I'm gonna send out this recording to every single one of you. Thank you so much for participating. My name is Dr. Kevin Ernesto. You can reach out to me anytime you want. Follow me on social media at Kevin Fix Me, or go to Facebook and look me up with my full name, Kevin Casoreyes. If you want to come to Colombia, only send me a message. Tell me that you're interested, and we'll have a conversation one-on-one, so I can decide whether I want you to come to Colombia. Okay. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you guys next week. Week number 3. Now we're putting all things together and we're looking at the entire sequence of posture and neurology all together. And then we're coming up with the steps. And then we're gonna be do some role playing, and then we're gonna be doing more things along the way. So June 21st to June 27th, those are the dates that you are invited to come to Colombia and serve. This is the invitation. Not running agendas. I don't care what philosophy you have, or if you have no philosophy. This is not my thing to decide for your career. Come with philosophy, come without philosophy, come with science, come without science. But I guarantee you that you will leave this land with more confidence, more skill, more proficiency, and become a greater version of chiropractor that you are. Because you are already a chiropractor, as far as I know, as far as I'm concerned. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. See you next week. Same time, 6 p.m. Colombia. I believe it's 7 p.m. Miami right now. So be here if you're interested. If you're not interested in this, see you at a seminar or somewhere else. All right. All right. Love and appreciate you. Bye bye.